Hi, my name is Alexandria Thomas. I'm an 11th grader at William Penn High School, and when I was your age, I remember getting so excited about Dr. Seuss's birthday. I got to read all of my favorite books, see a bunch of silly pictures, and watch some of my favorite movies, like The Grinch and The Lorax. But my favorite part was getting to sit down with all of my friends and laugh at crazy Dr. Seuss. We can't really get together now, so instead, my friends and I have decided to put together a presentation for you guys. You're about to watch some of my friends perform a scene from Seussical the Musical. And then you'll get to hear two books from Dr. Seuss, If I Ran the Circus and Green Eggs and Ham. And now, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. A strange red and white striped hat sits on a very empty stage. A boy, who will later play Jojo, enters and notices it.
Now that is a very unusual hat. I wonder what's under a hat such as that. It could be a creature they call a gazette, who balances things on his head because it's flat, or a stripe-loving pipester from Upper Mount Bat, or a sort of a kind of hat-wearing
cat. I can see you've got quite a mind for your age. Why, one thing, and you dragged me right on stage. Now I'm here, and there's no telling what may ensure with a cat such as me, and a thinker like you. Oh, the things you can think. Oh, the things you can think. If you're willing to try, think of invisible ink, or a gink with a sink, or a stair to the sky. If you open your mind, oh, the things you will find lining up to get loose. Oh, the things you can think when you think about Seuss.
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 Oh, the things you can think.
Any thinker who thinks can come up with a few.
Oh, the things you can think.
Think a trip on a ship to the Vipper of Vip.
Or a solar slough.
Think a beautiful schlop.
with a cherry on top.
You don't need an excuse.
Oh, the things you can think when you think about Seuss.
Seuss.
Seuss. Think of an elephant up in a tree.
Think of a person too tiny to see.
Think of a bird with one feathered tail.
Going on an adventure down a dangerous trail.
Ah!
Think of a kangaroo, as sour as can be.
Think of some monkeys with trouble in store.
Think of something horrible and hairy. Something sinister and scary.
That you never dared to think before.
Think of nobody here, in the feeling of fear, and the darkest of night.
Ooh. All alone in your room, as you're facing your doom.
Think of a glimmer of light. But I hope you're prepared to be scareder than scared.
'Cause this ain't no Mother Goose.
Danger's right on the brink.
When you think about Seuss.
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 An unusual story will soon be unfurled of an elephant trying to save a small world and a boy from that world who has a thing just like you.
Just think. From the planet who?
And the smallest of small.
To the jungle of Knoll.
And the largest of all.
You think and think and think.
Just think.
Oh, the things you can think, wonder, and dream, far and wide as you dare.
Oh, the things you can think.
When your thinks have run dry, in the blink of an eye.
There's another think there.
If you open your mind, oh, the things you will find, lining up to get loose.
Oh, the things you can think.
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 When you think about Seuss.
When you think about Seuss.
When you think about Seuss.
Seuss, 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 Seuss.
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 If I Ran the Circus by Dr. Seuss. In all the whole town, the most wonderful spot is behind Sneelock's store in the big vacant lot. It's just the right spot for my wonderful plans, said young Morris McGurk, if I clean up the cans. Now a fellow like me, said young Morris McGurk, could get rid of this junk with half an hour's work. I could yank up those weeds and chop down the dead tree and haul off those old cars. There are just 2 or 3. And then the whole place would be ready, you see? all ready to put up the tents for my circus. I think I will call it the Circus McGurkus. The Circus McGurkus, the world's greatest show on the face of the earth, or wherever you go. The Circus McGurkus, the cream of the cream. The Circus McGurkus, the circus supreme. The Circus McGurkus, colossal, stupendous, outstanding, fantastic, terrific, tremendous. I'll bring in the acrobats, jugglers, and clowns from 1,033 faraway towns to the place that you'll see 'em in, ladies and gents, right behind Sneelock's store in the great McGurk tents. And I don't suppose old Mr. Sneelock will mind when he suddenly has a big circus behind. After all, Mr. Sneelock is one of my friends. He might even help out doing small odds and ends. Doing little odd jobs, he could be of some aid, such as selling balloons and the pink lemonade. I think 500 gallons will be about right, and then I'll be ready for opening night. What an opening night! What a night! What a sight! I'll hoist up the curtains, the crowd will crowd in, and my Circus McGurkus will promptly begin, with a welcoming toot on my welcoming horn, my horn-tooting apes from the jungle of Jorn, where the very best horn-tooting apes are all born, 'cause the very fresh air there is fine for their lungs, and some of those fellows have 2 or 3 tongues. This way, step right in, this way, ladies and gents. My sideshow starts here, in the first of my tents. When you see what goes on, you'll say no other circus is half the great circus of the Circus McGurkus is. Here on the stage 1, from the ocean of Ulf, is a sight most amazing, a walrus named Wolf, who can stand on 1 whisker, this wonderful Rolf, on the top of 5 balls, 2 for tennis, 3 golf. It's a marvelous trick, I say so myself. And on stage number 2, here is something quite new. From a country called From, here's this drum-tummied snum, who can drum any tune that you might care to hum. Doesn't hurt him a bit, 'cause his drum-tummy's numb. And you'll now meet the Foon, the remarkable Foon, who eats sizzling hot pebbles that fall off the moon. And the reason he likes them red hot, it appears, is he greatly enjoys blowing smoke from his ears. Of course, pebbles like this are quite hard to collect, but Sneelock will manage somehow, I expect. After all, Mr. Sneelock is one of my friends, and I'm sure he'll help out doing small odds and ends. And on stage number 4, see the Willy Walloo, who can throw his long tail as a sort of lasso. With a flip of the hip, with a tail of his kind, he can capture whoever is standing behind. He can capture old Sneelock. I'm sure he won't mind. And now here is a hoodwink, who winks in his wink hood. Without a good wink hood, a hoodwink can't wink good. And folks, let me tell you, there's only one circus with a wink-hooded hoodwinks. The Circus McGurkus. The show of all shows, there's no other showman who shows you a show with a blindfolded bowman. The blindfolded bowman from Brigger Beirut, with the world's sharpest sharpshooter. Look at him shoot through the holes of 4 donuts, 2 hairs on a worm, and the knees of 3 birds without making them squirm, and then on through the crab apple up on the head of Sneelock, who likes to help us out, as I said. And now come to this spot where the spotlight is hot, and you'll see the spotlight a juggling jot, who can juggle some stuff you might think he not. And now come to this spot where the spotlight is hot, and you'll see in the spotlight the juggling jot, who can juggle some stuff you might think he could not, such as 22 question marks, which is a lot, also 44 commas, and also 1 dot. That's the kind of Circus McGurkus I've got. But that's just my sideshow, a start, a beginning. This way to the big tent, you'll find your head spinning. Why, ladies and gentlemen, youngsters and oldsters, your heads will quite likely spin right off your shoulders. So hurry, step lively, quick, ladies and gents, and get into your seats in my tent of all tents. My parade of parades is about to commence. You'll see Drum Major Sneelock fling-flang his baton, and my orange McGorgon McGurkus come on, with its hot steaming pipes of gold brass-plated tin, snorting all sorts of snorts in a bumbling din. That is super stupendous, stupendous, stu-roarous, and when I play Dixie, please join in the chorus. Then a fluff-muffled truffle will ride on a huffle, and next in line, a fine flummox will shuffle. The flummox will carry a lurch in a pail, and a fibble will carry the lummox's tail, while on top of the flummox, 3 harp-twanging snarp will twang mighty twangs on their 3-snarper harp, while a bolster blows bloops on a 3-nozzled blueser, a nolster blows floops on a 1-nozzled newser, and then comes a lion who's partly a trout. Then more stuff for 45 minutes about. And then, beyond them, then while everyone stares, come to my to and fro marchers who march in 5 layers. The fros march on twos, and the twos march on fros, but don't know how they do it, but that's how it goes. And now comes an act of enormous enormance. No former performers perform this performance. This stunt is too grippingly, slippingly frightening. Down from the top of my tent like greased lightning, through pots full of lots of big sticklebush trees, slides a man. What a man! On his roller skate skis. And he'll steer without fear, and you'll know at a glance. That's it, Sneelock, the man who takes chance after chance, and he won't even rip a small hole in his pants. And now here, in this cage, is a beast most ferocious, who's known far and wide as the spotted atrocious, who growls, howls, and yowls the most blood-curdling sounds, and each tooth in his mouth weighs at least 60 pounds, and he chews up and eats with the greatest of ease things like carpets and sidewalks and people and trees. But the great Colonel Sneelock is just the right kind of a man who can tame him. I'm sure he won't mind. Then I'll let Sneelock off for a few minutes. Rest while high over your heads you will see the best of the world's finest, fanciest, breezy trapezing. As my Zoomaloop troop from the West Upper Bendeezing, who never quite knew, while they zoop and they zoom, whether which will catch what one, or who will catch whom, or if who will catch which by what and just where, or just when and just how in which part of the air. Aye, what a circus, my circus McGurkus. My workers love work, they say. Work us, please work us. We'll work, and we'll work up so many surprises you'd never see half if you had 40 eyes. And now, again, Sneelock. Brave Sneelock is back, risking life on my patented life-risking track, while the speedsters I call colliding collusions race around in swift cars called abrasion contusions. And Sneelock just lies there, not one bit excited. I know he won't mind. He'll be simply delighted. And here, in a contest of brute strength and muscle, Kid Sneelock, my champ of all champs, will now tussle and wrestle a beast called the Grizzly Ghastly, and slap him around. Then he'll slam him down fastly, and pin both his shoulders tight flat to the mat. Kid Sneelock will love that, I'm sure about that. And while that goes on there, look at this go on here. Have you heard of my herd of through horns jumping deer? Every deer jumps through horns of another pell-mell, while his horns are jumped through at the same time as well, by a deer whose horns also are being jumped through by another who's having his horns jumped through too, which I'm sure Trainer Sneelock can train them to do. Then the whole tent will ring with hoorays and wild shouts when I wheel on my whales and they turn on their spouts. First my whale number 1, with an aim that aims true, spouts a spout that spouts Sneelock to whale number 2. And then whale number 2 spouts his spout like a gun, and that spout spouts old Sneelock right back to whale 1. And then forwards and backwards on spout after spout, my great spout rider Sneelock gets spouted about, just as long as the water they're spouting holds out. Then my tournament knights, noble apes without fears, Sir Hector, Sir Vector, Sir Bops, and Sir Beers, Sir Hawkins, Sir Dawkins, Sir Jawks, and Sir Jeers, clatter with the tent, and while everyone cheers, stage a roustabout joust with their boxing glove spears. And while all this wild ruckusing goes on below, at the top of the tent, look, the star of my show, great daredevil Sneela, the world's bravest type. He comes pulled through the air by 3 Subrian snipe on a dingus contraption attached to his pipe. And while people below are all turning chalk white and all biting their fingernails right off in fright, great Sneelock soars up to a terrible height. Then he shakes himself loose. He starts down in a dive such as no man on earth could come out of alive, but he smiles as he falls, and no fear does he feel. His nerves are like iron, his muscles like steel, and he plunges down, down, with his hair still combed neat, 4,692 feet. Then he'll land in a fishbowl, he'll manage just fine. Don't ask how he'll manage, that's his job, not mine. Why, he'll be a hero, of course he won't mind, when he finds that he has a big circus behind. Stupendous.
Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. Sam I am. That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box. Not with a fox. Not in a house. Not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car? Eat them, eat them. Here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them. You will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree. Not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car. Sam, let me be. I would not, could not, in a box. I could not, would not, with a fox. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here, in the dark. Would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark. Would you, could you, in the rain? I would not, could not, in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train. Not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. Could you, would you, with a goat? I would not, could not, with a goat. Would you, could you, on a boat? I could not, would not, on a boat. I will not, with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with the mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Try them and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them. You will see. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them, Sam I am. And I will eat them in a boat, and I will eat them with a goat. And I will eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on a train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see. So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox. And I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am.
I hope you all enjoyed this presentation for Dr. Seuss. Special thanks to the Teacher Academy, Triumph Honor Society, and all of my friends who made this possible. Have a great rest of your day, and in the words of Dr. Seuss, you have the brains in your head and the feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who decides where to go. Bye, guys.